All right, peace and love, world. Welcome to another episode of Conversation with Zoe. This is episode 116, titled The Gold Standard Male. We have the author of this phenomenal book here today, Darius D. Odom. Welcome to New York, my brother.
Pleasure, bro. Pleasure.
Thank you so much for coming out. First time in New York.
Yeah. DMV to New York is a good
DMV to New York, man. So let's get to it. Darius Odom is an author, speaker, entrepreneur, and proud owner of Skills Fitness Apparel. www.skills.fitapparel.com. He was born in Washington, D.C. and raised in Temple Hills, Maryland, located in Prince George's County. DMV, what's happening, my brother? How you feel?
Man, I'm all good, man. Pleasure. So growing up in the DMV, it's a weird instance because everything connected.
Yeah.
Everybody know.
Yeah.
But it's like on one side is the hood, the suburbs. So you can pick and choose which route to go. But sometimes going to school in a mixed culture, but it's mostly black.
Yeah.
From middle class to the grimy area.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta learn how to pace yourself and pick your moves properly. In a sense. So if you don't get guidance from someone, you can kind of get lost easy.
Yeah.
If you do get the right guidance, or you just gotta make that real hard choice just to do it, you can go in the right direction you choose. So I just gave the book back out, the free game like the OGs give me a runaway, give me free game, so I give it back out into the world. So that's why I'm sitting here right now.
Yeah. So what made you write this book?
That book happened. I've always been attracted to quotes.
Yeah.
This is a youngin.
Got a lot of great quotes in here.
I hear a quote. Let me put that in my phone right quick, bro. What you say again? Let me hear that.
Yeah.
So it started out like quarantine hit. And I'm like, dang, you rapping to a joint, you working, but you ain't doing too much. Like, it's more to life than just sitting around,
Yeah.
So then I started putting quotes together. I said, let me do a paragraph and just let me write something. So I said, let me do a book and see what happened after the quarantine. I heard everybody going to quarantine, want to start businesses,
Yeah.
do this, do that. I said, let me do something a little different, start a book.
Mhm.
And just blossom from there. So
Yeah.
So then during the quarantine, it was kind of easy because my attention was on it, like OC.
Yeah.
So it went in a way, it happened perfect for me. If quarantine never happened, I don't know if I became an author.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
That's
I ain't gonna lie. Yeah.
I hear that. So I read the book, and I feel like this is a book that like kids should be reading in high school. Like every man and woman, to understand men as well and our struggles in our journey, should be reading something like this and doing homework and assignments and papers on it, because this is a special book, bro. I'm not gonna lie. This is a very special book. I'm so happy that you reached out and you wanted to come on Conversation with Zoe, man. It means a lot. So we're gonna start to break into it. So I've highlighted some things throughout the book that we're gonna dissect. You know what I'm saying? So I'll just read it and then you'll expound on it.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to start right here in the intro. And it says, because a man who is at his best possesses the qualities needed to lead a family to become the best they can be collectively and individually, creating a domino effect. With multiple families at their best selves, better communities are created and nations are improved, which in turn improves the world.
All right, let me tap into that. So it all starts from within. Before you can even get the principles and everything to start the family, you gotta take that introspection within yourself, take the self-inventory, which I'm talking about in my next book. That's just for any gender, but this one's dedicated.
Sneak peek, you know what I'm saying?
So yeah, we can get more than that then.
Yeah.
But for that specific paragraph, it's like once you become your best self, the family is a trickle effect, like anything else. Like for every cause is a reaction. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So once you have a good best family, just think about a neighborhood that got a lot of good families in it.
Yeah.
That's a good community.
Yes, sir.
You keep putting more and more communities out there, hey, that's a better world. And then
Yeah.
ultimately, hopefully a better universe in this sense. You never know who you can,
Yeah, I love that. I mean, in my world, in my head, like that's the kind of world that I want to see.
Yeah.
So that's why I highlight that part, because that resonated with me and what I'm trying to achieve with my own family and the people that I surround myself with.
Yeah.
In today's society, a lot of men don't value manhood.
Man, they don't. I seen it more during quarantine. I said, man, we looking weak out here.
Yeah.
Now, I'm just not saying you or there was some individual, but
I get you.
As a unit.
As a unit, yes, sir. As a collective.
Anybody got to tell us. And is it a lot of things that's kind of like in our way, like trying to stop oppressing us from getting to our best selves? Absolutely. But we got like, hey, man, it's like you looking weak out here. Like, man, you supposed to be solid, dude.
But I feel like we know those things exist, it's more evident that they exist. I just feel like it's all a matter of what information you're looking for, who you're seeking for it from. Because I feel like there's so much to grasp,
Yeah.
but it's all about what attracts you. But it's also about what your surroundings are. So I understand, but I also see, like, if you ever feel like you want more for yourself, that's 100% possible. Like, even wherever you fall into the algorithm, I'm sure if you're searching positive things and financial literacy and fitness and all those things, then that's what's going to come up. But if you want to see fights all day and all this low vibrational things, and that's what you'll continue to surround yourself with.
You saying it because it's like they say, man, you know how they like OG say, man, be focused on this, be focused on this.
Yeah.
You really can't. It's like because you always focus.
You always
the eyes never sleep. Close your eyes. It's still gonna be black. The eyes is always focused on something. So if you're not focused on the right thing, the world gonna pull you to the wrong thing. So your eyes is always open.
I wrote the gold standard male to share disciplines that will physically, mentally, spiritually, and financially benefit men if practiced routinely.
Yeah.
I wanna if practiced routinely.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the part
Yeah.
gotta harp on a little bit.
Yeah, we gotta practice routine and consistency day in, day out. Like you just building a house, that one brick at a time, one brick. And you gotta think, if you just try to make the best decision, I always say, listen, if you work hard and be good to people, something good gotta come out of it.
Yes.
You can't stay down forever. If you work hard and be good to people on like things to be like, hey man, I don't know you, but I ain't about to be rude to you. You ain't gotta be super nice or just go out, but just don't be rude to nobody. You know, you gonna get somewhere.
I like that.
Yeah.
First quote, The Godfather.
Yeah. Some movie.
I spent my life trying not to be careless.
Yeah.
Women and children can be careless, but not men.
Absolutely. It's nothing against the women or children, of course, but it's some things they will never understand how it is just being a man or a young man at that, black male, and wherever you grew up at.
Yeah.
It's you can't. It's nothing. It's no savior. It's no like you're not gonna make a mistake and don't worry about it, man. We mess up, make a blunder, we getting some support. Nah, you really gotta. And you can say that even like with the with any type of system that's in the world. If a man make a mistake, they kind of like, you got to be very careful. You got to, you know. My man Vito was telling his son Michael that in the movie. The Godfather fans out there, that's my movies.
Yeah. Well, we could talk about Vito a little bit right here. And this is no shots or no subs to the men in my family. But hey, a man who doesn't spend time with his family can never be a real man. Don Vito Corleone.
Hey, that quote just say itself. That's just self. You know, you hear the time, man, take care of your family, be with your family. Money ain't everything. Chasing this, chasing that, your family. You know, I'm not, you know, I'm still young, but I know family, like, I got to do that. That's one thing.
Yeah.
You can never call yourself a real man if you can't take care of your family. Or just spend time with your family.
Yeah. I like that. So, you were mentioning off camera that you grew up with your mom.
Yeah, grew up with my mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, did you have a father figure?
Oh, plenty of them. Like, just as far as uncles, you know, coaches and stuff like that. Grew up playing ball. Stuff like that. But my mother and my grandparents was my more so caretakers growing up.
Yeah.
Certain aunts,
I feel that. So, this is what got me hooked. And I texted you right after.
Yeah.
Any person that could apply James Ghost St. Patrick in a book is the man.
Yeah.
So, this is so good because you saw his rise and his demise.
Yeah.
You know, as power went on, you know, Reek not really, feeling his dad lately, you know what I'm saying? And he did so much good, but he did so much. It's like he undid all the good with all the damage that he did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, James St. Patrick, right here. So, I like being able to compartmentalize each of these identities. Ghost effectively covers his tracks during his political and other business ventures.
Yeah, moving like a chess player. You got to. You got to be very meticulous in the word. You got to have all them different qualities. Of course, the people that read the book and that will be getting the book, all the different qualities of being a man, being well-rounded. But Ghost, his character, man, you dissect his character. It's kind of like, that's when, I mean, we never seen a character like that.
No.
I shouldn't have killed them off either. I don't know.
Nah, he shouldn't.
Stars y'all got. I don't know. Y'all got.
Yeah.
But they should have never killed him off. Just how he was conducting himself, moving. Of course, he did a lot of wrong.
Yes.
Man, and he moved like a boss. He moved like a boss. What you call ego and all that.
So, how did you dissect him? Did you like take notes? Did you rewatch it? This was like,
as you know, you watch like The Godfather. Like, I just watch like dudes like, hey man, how you moving this movie? Cool. And it's like, it's a character, it's a creative thing. I'm sure the people behind the cast, the stars,
Yeah.
that they write characters, but they have personalities that we can pull from. So
Yes.
anytime I watch something, I'm kind of like, hey man, what can I take from this? Like you know what I'm saying? Any little thing. So that character hit, like yeah, this character, how you moving?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we all know the positives of Ghost, but what I like that you did is you gave us the negatives
Yeah.
of every type of man. So on this side, you spoke about the businessman, and the example of a businessman was James St. Patrick. But some of the negatives of him, which his negative qualities are so detrimental that he will eventually cause him to lose his family.
Yeah. He basically he allowed his vision. What they say, shoot for the moon, but don't burn up the stars trying to get there. Burn up the pigs. Like you try and get so high, you burn up everything around you. And he ended up falling into that trap. Unfortunately, the character.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like he was doing it right. He kept trying to get out the game. He kept getting pulled back in. When he was trying to get out the game, he kept the little things he could have did was like kind of like selfish in a way.
Do you feel like obviously we're talking about the show, but do you feel like I feel like Tasha's downfall was not seeing him as what he saw himself.
Oh, off the first
And
episode.
and I feel like that was the disconnect right there.
Yeah.
She lost him.
I think so. I think Angela kind of seen it for James. Just that, just intelligent man.
Yes.
But the ruthless side, Tasha wanted that.
Yeah.
She knew it with that brick kept coming in. So
Yeah.
I think if he had that's big right there.
So many moves Ghost made were self-considerate. To those closest to him, he would be considered untrustworthy, self-serving, manipulative, and narcissistic.
Yeah, he moving people like chess moves. Like if it go against something good for his family, for him to get to a certain point, I seen him do it on some episodes. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. You gotta be able to compartmentalize like when it comes to love part and then that dog part when you just going for it. You gotta do both right. Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah.
So the mild-mannered man.
Yeah.
And this one resonates with me. And when he speaks with his family, friends, and others, he speaks positivity into their lives.
Yeah, got to. Always gotta be positive. That's energy.
Yes.
Like if you around people, what you give out, what you always get back. But speaking
Yes.
positive to those you care about the most, that's automatic. You gotta do
automatic.
that, man. You gotta do that. Yeah.
You can assure that he will be doing some acts of service throughout his community because that's his love language.
That's you right there, man.
That's me.
That's you. Yeah.
That's me, man. Like,
That's you.
when I saw this, I'm like, Slice of Excellence, the kids, the podcast. Like, God put me here to serve, brother.
That's mission and purpose.
Yes, sir.
You're always gonna be covered doing that.
Yes,
Always.
sir.
Yeah.
How'd you get to a Norbit reference?
Norbit, man, listen, Norbit funny.
Yeah.
It was funny, but you look back, you like, hey man, Norbit a good dude.
Yeah, he could
My
do
man, a
it.
good dude. He get in the orphanage. He taking care of the kids.
Yeah.
No recipes ain't one. Ain't no girls going for Norbit. You gotta think them good qualities would be cool when the dude like Ghost. Say if Ghost had the same qualities when he go with his family. Like, you ain't finding no man like that. It's the Ghost thing. You know what I'm saying? You really gotta be a certain status for that.
Yeah.
So Norbit, man, the movie just cool. And I was watching one day. I said, I'm writing a book. I'm throwing Norbit in here.
Yeah, I
Let me see
like
what
that.
happens. Let me see what
I like that, man. So, Norbit, for instance, is the character is caring, kind, and generous, right? So we all know the positives of Norbit, but some of the negatives are, regardless of his calm and gentle nature, some people will treat the mild-mannered man like a pushover.
Yeah.
Others will talk to him disrespectfully, ignore him when he speaks, and treat him as if he's their subordinate. Nevertheless, he will maintain his same mild-mannered nature.
Cool. So I'm getting at that is you can be mild-mannered but not soft.
Yes.
It's a thin line. Yeah, and people in the world know like he a nice dude, but you can't really come at him like that either. It's an imbalance with that too. You gotta be thorough and solid and who you are. Like know you protect yourself or your families if needed. Yeah,
I like that.
Definitely.
So we're gonna go into striving for sovereignty.
Yeah.
A conversation with the right older man can save you a lot of trouble along your journey.
They give out free game, and if they're not giving out free game, that's a sin. Some PGs who don't give it back, that's I don't understand how you live. I'm young now. I can't wait to get into that position so I can get back the game. And like, well, when you get it, you got to hold on to them gems because they experience a lot.
Yeah.
They experience a lot, and sometimes if you got a certain purpose, like yourself, like a certain purpose or spot, OG might see it on you. One might push you to keep going. The other one, he ain't gonna really, let him make a mistake instead. But either way, you gotta keep going. But it's two versions of the OGs, and the ones that give back the knowledge, man, I'm appreciative of them because they necessary in the community. We need more of it. We can get in tune with that. We need more of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
26. All right. Yeah, I'm a little older. I'm 30.
Okay.
So I think books like this are leading us in the right direction.
Yeah.
I think men that are doing the work to heal and become the best version of themselves,
Yeah.
like you said, are going to lead better families, and they're going to start better communities. I feel like, I'm telling you, man, this book is a bestseller right here.
And you know what thing about it? When people get it surprise them. You know how like somebody, hey man, I wrote this book,
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you was coming like that with it. So people get surprised with it. And I heard the older guys, and what you know about being a man? Like, listen, I'm just learning from y'all and putting it in the book. It ain't all me.
Yeah.
But people be surprised when they get it. That's the thing about it. So, yeah.
Nah, I feel like I had good OGs, and I feel like that's how I ended up turning out the way I did.
Yeah.
Guys who protected me, guys who kept me out the way, guys who were like, go upstairs. And I feel like that's what's missing on the block. You know what I'm saying? We have the OGs are 19, 20 years old right now, the big homies on the block. So it's like, what do they know and what are they showing? They ain't experienced enough yet. So I just feel like wherever you grow up, if you get good information, you'll be all right. Even the suburban kids from whatever culture.
Yeah.
Whoever is in your neighborhood influencing you is going to determine what direction you go to in life.
Yeah.
Depending on how solid your home foundation is.
Yeah, the infrastructure.
But we only... if you got two parents that work all the time, that neighborhood and your friends are gonna raise you.
Yeah.
And that's gonna determine whether you go left or right.
That's true. That's true.
Prepare for pain.
Oh.
Your character is developed through the painful moments you face, while viewing them with the right perspective.
Yeah, that's pivotal. Think about when you're at your lowest and you still got that right. The mentality, like right now, the game above the shoulders. Anything physical is good, but the game is played above the shoulders, meaning when you're mental. So your character is always going to come out in the worst of situations. That's how if you want to know somebody, that's how you really get the pinpoint or judge them of that.
I like that. The art of patience. And I feel like so all of this, what I got from it was blessing watching.
Yeah.
You know how you get pocket watching?
Yeah.
Me and you, we going patent blessing watching.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you see people around you striving and doing their thing, but it's just their time.
That's it.
Support them.
Yeah.
Be happy. But I feel like when you become impatient and you start to bring negative thoughts and bad energy around you, it blocks your blessing.
Every time.
Because you blessing watching.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's our thing, Darius. Blessing watching.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? Because I feel that the same way you want to be supported when it's your turn is the same way you should support somebody when it's their turn.
Yeah.
So I feel like part of the art of patience is waiting your turn, but also supporting others while waiting for your turn.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because we're absorbing a lot right now through social media. You always seeing the success, always seeing, you're like, dang, why my life hectic? Sometimes just be patient. You don't want it too early, bro. You don't want no success. Like, if I was sitting down chopping up with you 2-3 years ago, we ain't talking about none of this. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you want it to come at the right time.
Yeah, 20. So Darius at 23 is totally different than 26.
I might have had this in my mind, but I couldn't put it on paper or explain it to you.
Okay.
I couldn't verbalize it. But I know the direction I was going in was good. But just the mentality to want to talk about it, do it, I wasn't that sure, of myself. Like, is this do I really want to talk about?
Yeah.
Now I can sit down and talk to you about it. Yeah.
Got you. Yeah. Quick riches are more dangerous than poverty. Napoleon Hill.
Hey, I just said that. You get it too fast. Yeah.
So when you're first starting out, only a small percentage of people will actually believe in you. For some men, no one will believe in you. That said, you are not doing yourself any justice by telling the wrong person you're not doing yourself any justice by telling the wrong people your vision. With the inability to see the vision like you, people are more likely to say something negative about it. You can't even blame them for doing so.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I can take that. that paragraph, that's how my creative mind starting to work, and I'm blessed to have it. But the Under Armour commercial,
Yeah.
protect this house.
Mm-hmm.
That's your house you're protecting. You can't tell everybody. Protect your house. Hey, let me put that in paragraph. I ain't put them in it, of course. But that's called protecting your house, protecting your direction, where you going, protecting your plan. You can't be giving away to everybody.
Yes.
And everybody shouldn't even be able to get that close to you for that. You get your vision that you got, because they can. They throw targets at it, man. Every time you get your vision, damn, they saying this, they saying that. Sometimes just protect your house.
Yeah, I mean, even I don't announce my guest anymore. I never really did, but I kind of just want to seal the deal.
Yeah.
And then boom, let the world see it. Because I feel like when I started telling people who I was coming on, like I ended up not doing the interview or something ended up coming up, and I was just like, there has to be. I'm not saying it's from those people directly, but maybe they saw somebody else, and that person's energy wasn't right.
You never know.
So somehow, some way, blessing watching. People aren't happy for me as
blessing watching.
Yeah,
Cole, I ain't
yeah,
gonna lie.
it's
Blessing
cold.
watching, I rock with that.
They not as happy for me as I would, as I am or would be for them. Like,
can't blame them because they
can't
can't see
blame
the
them.
vision. They can't see it.
And I love how you give, or we give those people that grace.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's not their vision, it's yours.
Yeah.
I like that. Let's keep flicking through. What else did I highlight? Oh, we got to get to this. Sex energy is the creative energy of all geniuses. There never has been and never will be a great leader, builder, or artist lacking in the driving force of sex. Napoleon Hill.
Yeah. I learned that through quarantine. That's when it was like, whoa, what's sexual energy? What is it? You hear about, man, hear boxers abstain from it.
Yeah.
When I started digging in, I'm like, oh, a lot of successful people that's like doing some big things, they practicing semen retention. I'm like, dang, what's that? Let me tap into it. The whole world opened up for me, and I ain't gonna, that it worked. It worked from your health, your skin, your muscle physique, everything shaping up how you want it. Like, and that's the discipline though.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, in a sense, whatever's hard in this world, and you do it, the universe kind of rewards you for it in a sense.
Yeah.
It rewards you in a way that if it's hard, everybody doing it, you do the opposite, and you know it's hard, you can get blessing from it. So it's like everybody can't control that. That's a discipline. That's a real strict discipline. Every young man need to know, because if I knew sooner, who knows, it could have blossomed even faster.
Yeah.
Every man need to know that sexual energy is important. If you don't know it, check my book out or look it up.
Yeah.
There's a lot of books and YouTube videos on it right now. So
there's a whole chapter on practicing sexual discipline.
Yeah, no question.
Are you single?
Yeah, nah. Right now I'm dating.
Okay.
Yeah, dating someone solid, but nothing too like marriage and that. Like, it's something.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. The greatness of a man is not in how much wealth he acquires, but in his integrity and his ability to affect those around him positively.
Yeah.
Bob Marley.
Yeah, that money thing, because people think money go with character and power. But money do bring power, but it still don't bring that character. And even with the choices, like, they used to go back to dating, like, if a young lady come at you, like, what kind of guy, like, want the money, want this, but how you getting the money? How you getting it? It's less about, of course, you want a guy who financially supports you, but how is he getting it? Is he getting it with the morals and principles, the guideline and rules, like proper rules to get it? Or just like being scandalous getting it, because they always fail. It's never staying solid with that. So if you get it the right way, that's what I mean by that. And Bob Marley, I had to shout him out. He millions of people around the world, so
yeah.
That's
a good one. So what advice would you give a kid in high school right now as far as practicing sexual discipline?
See, in high school, the Instagram get violent. You scroll down. It's designed for you to go on to the mother sites. So for them, it's a discipline, because the mind is like, they've been exposed to it already. The pornography, all that, they've been exposed. I'm sure, because technology too advanced for them not to.
Yeah.
They gotta really, and they might not feel comfortable talking about it with somebody. They might talk about it with somebody like our age, might be better than somebody older.
Yeah.
But like, they really got to discipline themselves and be like, matter of fact, just go 2 weeks without doing it, see how you feel. See the attraction you get from others, the glow in your eyes, the skin, you got more energy, like your things start happening good for you. Give it 2 weeks, and I'm sure you're like, let me do it a little longer. Just keep going. It's going to work for you. So I was like, give yourself 2 weeks. No, not releasing no semen, there's no masturbation, none of that. And you're gonna see. Yeah, that's it.
I feel like things on social media and I feel like everything is overly sexualized.
Everything.
Whether you're in the gym, whether you're cooking and you're making pancakes and you twerking, and
Everything sexual.
somehow, some way, is something sexual involved.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's all these kids see.
I think it changed the dynamics of dating and relationships too.
Mhm.
Just with everything being sexualized. People get
Yeah.
into it for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
Get into it for the wrong reason, man.
So we're gonna get into valuing yourself as a man.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is the part I really liked. It says, do not conform just so you don't seem odd to others. Your uniqueness is what makes you special. And things that are special are valuable. So embrace the fact your journey isn't going to look like everyone else's.
Yeah. So that gets to a point, if you really look back at your life, it's like we all unique in a sense.
Yes.
Nobody had the same parents as you. Nobody born in the same location, went through the same struggles. And usually your uniqueness was like what attracts people.
Mhm.
It intimidates some. And then sometimes you kind of get to the people who intimidate, and then they try to put you down. Like, man, you different. You don't supposed to be doing that. Like, but your uniqueness is what really, that's your breakthrough. That's where you want to be at, because you feel the best there.
Yeah.
Your uniqueness, things blossom.
Yes.
Blossom. So you got to think in them terms. So
Yeah. I mean, for me, I always felt that way. And I feel like my uniqueness is what has me in the studio, sitting in the seat across from you.
yeah.
I feel like thinking outside the box and doing things that were outside the norm from the people that I was surrounded by.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have none of my friends have a podcast, you know, that I grew up with. You know, even when I started it, no one ever tried to mimic or do the same thing.
Yeah.
Now, do I have multiple friends that rap? Yes.
Yeah.
I have multiple friends that sing? Yes.
Yeah.
But that's their uniqueness and what makes them happy. But
Yeah.
I kind of found this, and I ran with it, and I feel like it's become all of this.
Yeah, even with your podcast, it's kind of different because you go in depth. A lot of podcasts out is about
You've been
dating.
tuning in.
It's about dating and other stuff.
Mhm.
That's cool, but it's heavy traffic over there.
Yeah.
Come to the game with something different. Bring something different to the game.
Mhm.
You know, you bring more value to it. You know,
Yeah.
so you on the right track. And as far as your life, that's pivotal, because a lot of people, like, you wanna, what they say, it's okay to be a copycat, but you wanna copy the right cat.
Mhm.
You ain't always got to copy the cat everybody was following.
Yeah.
Follow up with, like, hey, Darius writing a book. We may write a book. Let me see if I write. I be journaling on the low.
Mhm.
I might can't rap. I can't spit no lyrics.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I can write a paragraph and impact somebody's life.
Yeah.
Think about how you can bring what value you can bring to this game.
I
Like,
love that. Boundaries.
yeah,
He has a strict set of personal boundaries, like not allowing people to treat him disrespectfully. He rarely crosses those boundaries and will check this behavior by letting the disrespectful person know that it will not be tolerated. He doesn't get really loud or draw a lot of attention to situations. His calm yet serious demeanor is respected.
yeah. That's Malcolm X right there. I like Malcolm X. I'm researching for my new book.
That's fire.
Another sneak peek.
That's
So
fire.
Malcolm X, one time, older guy, the term alpha was going around a lot.
Mhm.
You know, I never used the term alpha in my book.
Never.
Because it's heavy traffic over there.
Uh-huh.
So the term alpha kept going out, and I asked, I want to say he was Jamaican and Trinidad. He was mixed with something, but he was cool. So I was like, hey, this alpha, like, what's alpha like? I ain't with the rah-rah trying to be loud all the time. He said, man, study Malcolm X, just look at him. Watch how he gets pointed across and how he intimidated so a lot of people around the world. Why they came at me, you know? So I seen his interviews, how he conducted himself, articulate, got his point across. You can tell he was serious. So that's what setting boundaries. That's how you want to set your boundaries. If you could, sometimes the loud talking, that's more people. That's not me.
Yeah.
So I kind of took on them type.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I feel like this right here, for any man from any walk of life, but specifically, you know, dedicated to our young black brothers,
Yeah,
is handling adversity.
absolutely.
A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. Confucius.
Yeah, them trials perfect you in ways of glory. Like, you got to think, when you're successful, think about constant success throughout your whole life.
Mm-hmm.
You can get elevated. Your feet gonna get elevated off the ground. It's gonna rise up. You're not gonna feel like you're not down to earth no more. You like everything I touch, like the golden touch, golden touch syndrome. Another sneak peek from my new book. You always, but like when you get a failure, it bring you back down. Like it make you your senses more aware. Or think about when you're in a fearful state. People say when you fearful or something, but you actually that's a good thing because you're more cautious, you're more alert, you're on the move. So any type of failure or setback, it's always gonna move you in the right direction once you let it.
I feel like one of the dangerous things that you can do to anyone is shelter them from adversity.
Yeah.
Because life is going to have its way.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do about that. You're going to have to let life do what life do.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to make do when you got to make do. But if you get to that point, like for instance, I went through a lot of adversity before college.
Mm-hmm.
So as a freshman, I didn't really struggle on time management, getting to class. I stopped hanging out. My friend, shout out to Christian and Malvin, they could tell you, I stopped hanging out with them for a little bit when they wasn't going to class. And imagine a 19-year-old kid say, I'm not chilling with you because you don't go to class. Everybody like, what's wrong with this dude?
Yeah.
But for me, it's just like, bro, we hang around each other. We here for a reason. We having fun. We have every day to have fun.
Yeah.
Do whatever we want. It's college. But not going to class, I'm not with that.
You're here for a purpose.
We're here for a purpose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So even to be able to do that is not, it has nothing to do with handling adversity, but it has to do with the adversity I handled before that.
Yeah.
That made me appreciate that moment.
Oh yeah.
And understand that my dad is sick, you know, my mom is the only breadwinner. I can't be out here messing up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I got to take this education
You had different
serious.
chips on your shoulders.
You know, different chips. And I think I was at a different space than they were in their lives. And maybe they were upset with me at the time, but I think as we get older, they see like, oh, I can see why you was like that. For my man, I won't say your name, but you can see why you had to go back another semester.
Yeah.
And I graduated on time. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So all of that comes back to bite you in the butt.
Yeah.
You know, when you're trying to add up them credits senior year, and you either could walk, but you don't get a diploma, you got to come back, or you can't walk and you got to walk in December.
Yeah.
All of those from decisions you made 3 years ago. You know?
Yeah. See. Yeah.
Respect your mission.
Yeah.
When you respect your mission, you value the journey that is required to complete it. You are aware that the journey brings the wisdom.
Yeah. The journey always brings the wisdom. I think if we really look back in our lives, it was never just think about it. You an athlete, I'm play ball. So when you going for it, it's never just that it's all the 10 teams around and that trophy hanging up.
Yeah.
That trophy don't mean nothing for real. It's just the fact that everybody else was trying to get it and you the one who got it.
Yeah.
It's the journey of it all, going through the hardships, knowing you competing against competing against them so you the best. That's the whole thing of it. It's the journey less than the reward is always gonna be nice. But think about the journey. The journey is the best moments.
Yeah.
You just look back like, dang. Look back at the fruits of your labor in a sense.
I mean, if you think about documentaries, what's going to fill the hour is the journey.
Yeah.
You know, the very, very end, the last 3-4 minutes
That's deep.
is the game
deep.
6 or game 7.
Yeah.
But all of it is the injuries. I don't know. Did you see the redemption team? The redeem team?
I did.
Fire, bro.
I did.
Fire. And the way that came together, the losses that they took, seeing what happened. I didn't even know that happened to them in the, I want to say the 70s.
Yeah.
When with the time on the clock and things
I
like
know,
that.
yeah, time
Yeah,
got
I had no
Got
idea
rid of the
that
game,
that
yeah.
happened. But I feel like sometimes you could hold history in order to bring it out at the right time. And I feel like that's what they did with that moment. If you're not a basketball extraordinaire,
Yeah.
I like basketball, but not to that extent to know something like that.
I got hype.
But you know, R.I.P. Kobe. You know, we live in every 24 like Kobe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like that's just such a special thing, and it's what they go through that makes you appreciate what they did.
That's crazy.
You know?
Like you want to be a great man, but you want a documentary. You just want to hurry up and get there.
Yeah,
Yeah, talk about you, bro.
Yeah,
That's true.
You
That's
might as well
true.
just give them a commercial, man.
That's
Get your
true.
30 seconds on and get off the
You
screen.
gotta go through the journey for the documentary. I like that.
So this is perfect. You can't make this up. Respect the game of life.
Got to.
Be a man who enjoys going through obstacles because he knows he will be stronger after overcoming them. Don't cut any corners. When a man cuts corners, he takes away opportunities to become stronger. Instead, respect the game of life.
Got to, that's like athletes from life. You don't shortchange yourself on the wind sprints, working out. You feel like you want that burning sensation because you know it's going to make you stronger, of course. So you cut corners, be like, let me not do this next set.
Yeah.
When I say, it ain't got to just be the gym or anything like, let me not do this next paper. Let me not do this. Let me not clock in today.
Yeah.
Like you said, like you cutting yourself short. Like you don't want to damage your own dream.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you gotta be the biggest supporter. You gotta go them extra reps, fight them
Yeah.
extra fights. Like you got to.
I mean, they say, when you cut corners, eventually you run out of corners to cut.
Yeah.
You know? And then I feel like when that's part of you, because you could be a habitual corner cutter,
Yeah.
and that becomes part of your identity. You're always trying to finagle the bagel some way, somehow. Always trying to, and eventually you get to a point in your life where you can't.
You know what happened there? I'm about to spin off. You just threw me the alley. I'm about to dunk it.
Mm-hmm.
When they keep cutting corners in the end, you go back get against the wall, and you got nowhere to go. Survival mentality.
Mm-hmm.
When you corner an animal in, it get more and more angry. So now you're cornered in life, and you don't know where to go. Now it's kind of like, let me go take from somebody. You get in that survival mode. Let me go. Come up. Let me catch this quick lick. You know what I'm saying? So that's them cutting corners lead to all of that.
And then that leads to low vibrational behavior.
Yeah.
Because you might meet a homie that, he popping checks, credit card, doing whatever he do.
Yeah.
And he just caught you at a time in your life where you looking for another corner to cut.
Yeah.
And you may have had another opportunity. And I've had this happen where it's like, bro, I can't help you. I can't lend you money, but I can get you a job.
Yeah. That's better than the money.
Right? That's what I thought.
That's opportunity.
He wasn't with it, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And 3 years later, he just came home not too long ago.
Oh, yeah.
So that's one of those things that's tough, because, was it all worth it? You know what I'm saying? What you made, and you no longer have, and all you did was spend it on things and all of that stuff. Because that's the thing. You start living like the money you see coming.
Yeah.
So when you see 10,000 in 30 minutes, you're just going to spend 10,000 in 30 minutes. So then you see 20, and then, I remember one of my little homies, he was like, yo, like, I'm just trying to get back. But like, I saw 10 bands 3 times in less than 2 months.
Oh.
Blew 30 bands. Just like that, gone.
Quick riches.
Poof.
Quick riches.
Quick riches.
Yeah.
And now he's trying to figure out what he could do. You know what I'm saying? When he saw so much so fast.
Yeah.
Vegas, Cancun, Mexico, married, boom, 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 gone.
See, he got to learn that process. They ain't always gonna come in like that.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have a rainy day, so.
You're gonna have to pronounce this author's name for me.
Man, I did my audiobook. I had trouble. That's the I think Indian guy. And
Yeah.
I couldn't even quote.
So we're gonna go Ritu
Gadadia. It's something like that.
Guadare.
Yeah, because I read my audiobook and I had trouble doing
Yeah.
that part too.
But it's a good one though.
Yeah.
And I feel like with the holidays, it's a very triggering time of year. Some people have experienced losses. You may have experienced recent losses, or maybe your family's not that. Maybe you good at distancing yourself all year from your family. You cool.
Mm-hmm.
But end of November, December come around, you start feeling kind of way.
Yeah.
But life is too short to spend it at war with yourself.
Yeah. Like, I think you said it back before you went to college and you already knew certain things. Like, when you fight the person every day yourself and you look in the mirror, once you overcome that person, nobody else can mess with you for real.
Yes.
But you don't want to continue to go to war with yourself about, how you overthink, you keep thinking this, keep thinking that, but you know which direction you should go. You can't go to war with yourself. You can't put the wrong foods in your body and expect to do good. Like you balance, the world going to come and try to knock you down itself. You can't, one of them fights, you don't want to fight yourself.
Yeah.
It's kind of like sometimes just let it go. Somebody get mad, somebody say something, man, let it go.
Mm-hmm.
In reality, you fighting yourself because once you beat that person, nobody else can really rock with you.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people say, they have sweets in the minds of people. You can't let somebody live in your head where they got full free room and board inside of your mind.
Yeah.
And I think Cardi B said something along those lines. You know what I'm saying? I listen to a little Cardi here. Yeah. Shout out to the Bronx.
Them lyrics, they don't say everything right, but they be dropping some gems you can take on life.
Like, I mean, and you think about that, occupying space in someone else's mind. Like, you got that person so riled up.
Yeah. It was a story I heard. I was watching a podcast, and he was saying a monk, it's an older monk and a young monk.
Mm-hmm.
They live like isolated.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't supposed to touch no women. And they came up to this river, and the older monk picked the woman up to help her across. So the young monk like, why you pick her up? We can't do that. He just yelling at him. He said, look, I picked her up and let her go. She's still holding on to you in the head. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I said. Whoa! I said that's deep. I said
Yeah.
the older monk so much mature. He like
Yeah.
that's not like she's still holding on your head. Like get that out your head, man. I help somebody out.
Yeah.
In a sense, so
I read a book about a monk that traded his Ferrari in to go like live in the hills, and he went to like I want to say like Thailand or something like that. And he was this very, very rich lawyer, you know, rich lifestyle, gained weight, lost his marriage, you know. And when he went to India, you know, he became a monk and he found his way again. But it was so many things as far as valuing time, appreciating time, and noticing that all the money in the world meant nothing if you didn't have peace and solitude.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta find you that book. That was a good one.
Gotta tap into that.
But we're at right now enjoying life.
Yeah.
And I feel like for our youth, you know, because that's who we intentionally trying to target, but for anybody in general right now, is appreciate the small wins.
Got to. Small wins, all wins. Small wins gonna help you get to the big one eventually. But you don't want the big one too early, like we was talking about. Them small wins are everything. I woke up another. That got another opportunity.
Yes.
Every ligament in my body work. I'm physical. My mind's sharp. I can still move. You can be down to your worst time, but as long as you got the right mindset, like that's a small win for you. Just being in the right state of mind is a small win.
Yeah. Gratitude is a key principle for complete success in life, which translates to happiness, peace, love, and complete fulfillment in every area.
Yeah, I think we tapped into it in the beginning of the episode when we was just talking about the perspective, the mind with like the right energy around you. You gotta be grateful. You keep focusing on the things you're grateful for, you're gonna get more.
Yes.
Living testimony of it. So you just gotta be grateful for every small thing. And of course you're going to have to miss it. We humans, human nature be like, man, complain about this, complain about that. But ultimately if you more grateful, it's gonna pay dividend.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Gratitude is my attitude.
Yeah.
The greatest tragedy in life is not death, but a life without purpose. Yeah. Miles Monroe.
Yeah, man, everything he reading right now is my next book's so cold, man. It's tapping into that sense of purpose and that deep within that purpose. Like I'll give you a sneak peek of it. So it's kind of like when you was young, it's certain things that you enjoy doing. You can't even explain why. That's everybody on this earth. You enjoy like when you was a kid, your eyes just lit up. Yeah. And you can do it you would do it for free when you was a kid. But your parents probably didn't push you. They probably didn't know. They didn't push you in that direction. Yeah. They know. But that sense of purpose, that thing you can focus hours and hours on things. And when you don't focus on that purpose, you kind of causing yourself like suicide in a way because you're not. Most of your energy is being spent on something else that's not connected to that purpose. It's always gonna be a sense of detachment from what you're really doing. Yeah. So that's that life, man. It's important.
So. This is interesting because from the ages of 20 to 30, so much has happened. And I would have never thought at 22 I lost my father. So that was like a big gut check.
22?
22.
I lost my mother the same age. At 22, I think. I was 22, going on 23. Yeah.
Wow. So you lost your mom and you never met your pops?
Never met him. Wow. Yeah.
And you're an author.
Yeah, man. I'm just... I had the right people in my life. I say that the right friends, the right peers, just my family too. Of course, I was blessed in the right for me though. For me,
yes.
It's like, well, you gotta play the hand that you were dealt, like the hand you always wanted, and that's all I did. And then we're sitting here today. So, but I want to hear your story. I want to hear that story you was talking about.
It has everything to do with what you just said. You know, it was all about. I had to make a decision. Was I going to be a victor or a victim? Yeah. And I feel like when you play the victim card, you feel like life owes you for what just happened to you. And what I realized is that, yes, my college gave me university gave me some grace, but it wasn't like, well, you could ride it out the rest of the year and you'll graduate. Didn't work that way. Yeah. And what worked to my advantage is that I had become such a great student. My sophomore year leading into a junior year, my senior year, I was excelling. I felt like I was a man, you know what I'm saying, by my senior year, you know. I was taking care of myself. I was working, you know, I was doing everything I had to do. I could sustain myself, you know, from a college budget, you know what I'm saying? But I was doing better than most college students for sure.
Yeah.
So when it came to it, you know, I remember emailing my professors what had just happened, and they're like, "Oh, like, you know, we excuse you from class and things like that, but you know, still submit your work and check in if you need anything."
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, I was doing my homework 2 weeks in advance, so I was just chilling when it happened
Yeah.
because I was just submitting homework I had already done, and then when I felt like it, I would just continue to do the homework just to stay a week or two ahead. But business as usual. I still had to go to class.
Gotcha.
It happened February 15th, 2015. And I was graduating that May. So in that moment, my only hope was to him to see me graduate. Whatever was going to happen, I hope he gets to see that. And he got to see it from up above.
Yeah.
But I remember being at his funeral. I spoke at his funeral. I gave a eulogy, which was tough to write. But when I wrote it, it came out so well. I remember calling him the neighborhood Uncle Phil.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because he was that father figure,
Yeah.
you know, to my community, to my neighborhood, you know, because not many of our friends had father figures. So he was that father figure to them. And he was held to such a high regard, you know, as a family man, as a guy who worked hard and always tried to do the right thing.
Yeah.
And I see that how I handled that adversity was I just used it as fuel, you know, to just become a beast, like to just become great at everything that I touched, you know. But when it ties in, and I'm gonna break it down a couple of different ways. So when it comes to purpose, I have found my purpose. I was coaching baseball.
There you go.
I loved it, related to it. My freshman year of college, I worked at a summer camp. Then I went to a sleepaway camp. And then that was it. I'm never going to. I don't recommend sleepaway camps. Like, then the next year, I was doing manual labor. I was building cabinets, doing deliveries and stuff. And that doesn't fit the lifestyle of an athlete because I'm doing physical manual labor. Like, I don't have the energy to go hit and go run. And, you know, so the next summer, I came home early, my spring break, and I was like, I'm going to find a job in March so that when I come home in May, a touchdown, boom, right into working.
Yeah.
And that's when I found this baseball facility called the Baseball Center. And that was my summer job. My parents can't tell me nothing because I'm working.
Yeah.
I'm saving my money, doing what I got to do.
Yeah.
And I'm doing something I love.
There you go.
So 21, that was it.
Yeah.
I love baseball. I get paid pretty good for coaching baseball. Then I found out about the private lesson game. And the rest was history.
There you go.
Now, I loved it. I felt fulfilled. I'm impacting children. And I got an aunt who's a teacher. And she told me someday you'll get a real job. I looked at her like, what? I got a real job. But some way, somehow, even the people that you expect to support you still going to slight you in some way.
Because you got an assignment, not a job. It's your assignment. It's an assignment. Think about assignment from a job. Assignment going to move you. It's going to be a way bigger purpose. Job is cool, but assignment is
right.
It's assigned to you.
And I knew the assignment. And I just kept moving towards that assignment.
Yeah.
You know, that led me to go play baseball overseas and do all of those fly things, all from the South Bronx. So that's why these podcasts and your walks of life, we come and we unite to show the youth our different journeys. But we met at this point right here. This episode 116 is yours, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We met right here. The gold standard male met right here.
Full purpose.
Full purpose.
Full purpose.
You know, so when moving towards that purpose, people, you know, like you said, your uniqueness, I always felt that way, and I always felt kind of misunderstood, kind of doing things that are kind of against the grain.
Yeah.
But it always felt, I felt happy doing it.
Yeah.
I felt I'm not hurting nobody. I'm loving the kids. The kids are so impacted by me, and I'm creating memories with these children.
Yeah.
And so for me, I always thought, like, what's the difference between that and teaching? Same thing.
Yeah.
You know, but
Mm-hmm.
even your own family can be the detriment to your success if you let that.
You let it.
That could have shot me down right there.
Yeah.
If I was an average person, that would have been like
comment.
a negative comment.
Yeah.
You know, so
Gotta protect this house.
at all costs, gotta protect the house.
Yeah.
So we're getting to honoring the Creator.
Yeah.
Right? And Honoring the Creator means you are operating in your gifts and talent that you were given at birth. By paying them forward, you are not only honoring those gifts, but you are honoring the gift giver.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not arguing about no religion or nothing like that, but we humans, you're a creation.
Yes.
Every creation was created from something.
Yes.
Like the stars, moon, whether you want to, whatever
Yeah.
doctrine you follow. In that sense, is certain things that was given to you. You kind of know, like, when you go through life and you kind of messing up or you just made it out of this situation, you don't know how you made it. It's a greater power working for you, bro.
Yes.
We all know that. So in a sense, that creative chapter is kind of like, we getting so, in this society, it's so much away from anything like honoring something other than just what we can see and visualize.
Yes.
But we feel so much. We feel so much in our spirit and emotions and things like that. It's something else that's moving us.
Yes.
In a sense, and them things, man, you got assignment here. Like going back to your assignment, you got assignment while you're here. You're not here just to, just the job. The job, cool. It's good. It's a great job, and your job can be connected to your assignment in some instances.
In some instances.
Yeah, no problem. But sometimes it's more so about honoring that creator, which we know we got, but a lot of them.
And that's good because I never thought I would be in the construction industry, but I'm a project manager. Shout out to Latia Construction. And yes, I'm not this construction guru, but I see it as another avenue for these young black kings.
Yeah.
All those trades, from glazers to windows to carpenters to different kinds of carpenters to laborers to steam fitters to things I never even heard of. But you got steam fitters, then you got the sheet metal workers, then you got interior, then you got exterior, then you got plasterers, taperers, you got the floors, you got the layers, and you got the finishers. And a lot of those guys, are living these great lives. Young guys, that, man, I'm not going to college, nothing against it, but they were good with their hands. So they did something that they liked.
They still bring value.
And
as
they
long
still
as you
bring
value,
value.
You get profit.
100%. Look, kids in Catholic school, house in Jersey, I promise you, if I did a survey of how many homeowners were on my job site alone, it's like more than 60% of them. Ooh. And when you're in the union, you could take out against your annuity to buy a house.
It's opportunity.
It's another opportunity. There's so much opportunity in this place that they look frowned upon. Where it's like, oh, you get dirty, oh, you're hard hat, oh, but you come home dirty, you clean up, you don't know what I do for a living.
That's a part of your assignment, though.
That's a part of your assignment.
The kids can't see it. Everybody wants to see it.
So I know God put me there, to further find other avenues when I'm advocating for these kids and I'm going to these high schools. I'm saying, hey, there's another opportunity. And I know some educators, they may feel differently towards it, but I feel like our duty is to keep the kids on the right path.
Yeah.
And college may not be on that path.
Yeah.
And that's okay to say.
Yeah.
But I understand the percentages. But listen, as long as that kid is not a statistic, or he's a positive one, where he's on the working graduate statistic, you know what I'm saying? Positive alumni, then cool. That's what matters. That he's happy, he's providing for himself, and he's not in the streets. So college ain't the only way to avoid getting out the streets.
Understanding the things, the dynamics of the world. There's different ways to get there. It's not just one way.
There's different
so many
ways.
Different highways. Like you can drive, take this exit, go this way instead, go through this neighborhood. It's so many different ways to get there. And everybody can't see everybody else's way, but that's how it's supposed to be.
And it's crazy. Like my shout out to my goddaughter Liana. When you see this, I love you. Every time I see her, I'm just throwing math problems at her. I'm that uncle. We're gonna do TikTok dances. But I was like, I told her what was it then? None. It was no. She ended up getting. Oh yeah, I told her what's 8 times 8, and she ended up doing 80 minus 16 to get to 64.
Got it.
But back in, when I learned, they would have been like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
But in her day, that's more accepted because you got there. Like, what matters is she got the answer.
Yeah.
And she went up, subtracted, and came back down, and she got it. Yeah. But she's still in the rules of 8. She's still in the 8 family. So it's like, damn, like I would have got scolded or something like that for doing that. Because teachers were so like, yo, you got to do it this way, and this is the way to do it. But as long as she got the answer, who cares?
I think everything evolved, though. Same thing with leadership. A leader back in the day would say, you don't do it that way. You got to, but that's not how you do it. A leader now is saying, the leader might be like, you still got to the destination. Because
Yeah.
the way the world is, the dynamics of the world shifts so fast with technology. Everything is
Yeah.
so fast and moving at a constant pace.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be quick. Like, she might not have that time sign to use, but she used that subtraction sign. You know,
Yeah.
what you got in a sense. So leaders,
Yeah.
like everything else evolve. We got, as humans, we got to evolve
Mm-hmm.
constantly.
Never believe you were created with no purpose in life. That doesn't even come from a logical thought process.
Nah, you here for a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
You think you just create like everything, like the sun, moon, clouds, the rain, every climate change, everything's here for a purpose. The trees, from the oxygen to the plants.
Mm-hmm.
The smallest bug got its purpose. That spider that you hate so much. Think about the world full of flies. You know,
Yeah.
somebody gotta take.
Somebody got to take care of that. Mm-hmm.
Like, everything got a purpose, and
I feel that.
Yeah, we got.
I was saying that was like I was jacking that a couple years ago, and it's still to this day. I was always saying like when I found myself getting closer and closer to my purpose, I felt like everyone has a purpose.
Yeah.
And I know that's when I started talking about tapping into the inner beast. I feel like when you tap into that inner beast is when you find that purpose. When you it's a scary journey because you don't like, but that's what faith is.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? Faith is the belief in the unknown. You don't know what's going to be on the other side.
Yeah.
But whatever's on the other side, I promise you, is so much better than where we at right now.
Yeah, it's true.
You know?
That's true.
Honor your assignment. That's because every man has a specific assignment, and it may seem unreachable to another, but don't fret because the Creator has equipped all men with qualities needed to complete his unique assignment. That's the reason why other men wouldn't be able to handle your adversity.
Yeah, whatever.
It's not their assignment.
Yeah, whatever you need is already in you. You was born with it.
Yes,
It's
sir.
already in you. God put everything in you that you need for your journey. Whether you just got to pull it out.
Pull it
It's
out.
up to you to
Tap
pull it
into
out.
the
You
inner
gotta
beast.
tap in. So in that sense, and everybody, like, we can say that everybody's not going to see it. You got to make sure that you protect it at all costs.
Mm-hmm.
Protect that vision, protect that purpose when you find it. And my next book going to tap into finding that purpose and figuring out exactly what it is too, and having people self-reflect on themselves in their life so they can tap into what it is.
Never make the mistake of asking or praying to the Creator for things you want without putting in the effort to obtain it.
Yeah, that's like, I want to lose weight. You just keep eating. You praying for it, but you're not taking the necessary precautions. Now, the Creator gave you everything you need. They gave you the mind, the ability to read up on information, what you need to do, the discipline to do it. It's just about, you got to really be.
Oh, we should have stood this up. Well, it's all good.
Man, yeah,
People see it.
Yeah, tap
all
into
love.
it.
Mhm.
But it's all about making that decisions for you, because the Creator giving you the opportunity, but you got to make the right decisions.
Yeah,
You got to.
absolutely. I mean, I got a lot of principals in a lot of high schools. We're gonna be in contact because I feel like kids in high school should be reading this and dissecting this and going chapter by chapter to see this beautiful literature.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's empowering, and it's not derogatory in any way. It's just like literally put here from a place of love, a man that loves himself and loves his community,
Yeah.
and wrote this book.
I was in a good frequency writing it too. I was in a good place of just love and peace. I was just real peaceful during them times of quarantine, just relaxing.
Yeah.
So I think them kind of emotions went into that book. So when people get it, it's like it's really a surprise to them.
Yeah.
It really is. Nah,
If I ain't run up this podcast during quarantine, you wouldn't be sitting here.
Man.
That's what I ran up during COVID.
Yeah.
Podcast. You know what I'm saying? I had 90 subscribers March 2020. 90 subscribers, and I wasn't really focused on it. I was just trying to put out positive content, and then boom, like I come out, I think at the 596, and then at the beginning of 2022, I had 596 subscribers, and I thought it was gonna take me all year to get to 1,000, and I got to 1,000 by like May. Something like that, and now I'm almost at 1,500, low 1,400s, but we're trending.
Blossoming.
But it's like, you know what I'm saying? We here now. I started by myself, and now I got, Darius Odom, the gold standard male, right here. Go get your copy. So let us know where we can find you.
Man, you can find me at Daquan Skills on IG, DEQUAN SKILLZ, Skills with a Z. That's really the only social media site I'm on right now.
Yeah.
Other than that, Man, just DM me,
Yeah.
shoot me some if you need a book. It's on Amazon.com.
Mm-hmm.
The Go is Send Mail on Amazon.com, and the audiobook version dropped recently. So
Yeah.
a lot of people been tapping into the audio version, which
Yeah,
a lot of people prefer.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the best of both worlds. You know, I definitely highly recommend this book. It's so empowering for us young men, especially young men of color. And what's your vision for this book?
The vision, I just wanted to spread, man.
Yeah.
I wanted to spread, and somebody come back to me one day, and man, that book helped me.
Yes.
I want to look back 15 years from now, look at myself, and I'll be much older, of course. Look at that. I was talking about this as a young man. I want to just keep moving people, keep tapping into people greatness, because it's a self-help book. The book is about you.
Yes.
It's about pulling out whatever inside you. It's about pulling that out.
Yes, sir.
You being your best self. So
Right.
it's kind of like, if you want to look in the mirror, read the book, and all them things, the qualities I talk about is in every man. Every man got the qualities in different ways, of course. And they can put into their gift and give it back to the world like I did.
Absolutely. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment. Go follow the good brother, Daquan Skills, on Instagram. Go get your book. Go get your copy. You definitely gonna have to sign this one for me.
Yeah, definitely.
But you know, check it out. We're gonna drop this week. It's gonna drop pretty quick. And look out for this one. And take care. Peace and love. Shout out to the DMV. You know what I'm saying? DMV all the way to New York.
Yeah, DMV
You know what I'm saying? That's how we do it. You know what I'm saying? So peace and love, my brother.
Appreciate you, bro.
man.
My man.
Always.
Appreciate it, bro.